Hey, hold on for just one moment and just listen to what I'm going to tell you. In a few short minutes, you could be well on your way to increasing the amount of money you make from betting without having to risk any of your money. Do I have your attention now? Does that sound like something you'd like to try? Hi, my name is Nathan Williams, and I'm here to tell you that you don't need to risk any of your money on gambling ever again. How can this be? I'll tell you. It's all possible because of a simple little app that I've been working on for the past few years, the financial betting app. This little tool has already been extremely profitable for me. And now that it has proven its effectiveness, I'm ready to basically give it away. And you just happen to be one of the lucky few that have been selected to receive this opportunity. You didn't get selected because you're special, though. You see, this offer has been distributed using a lottery system. And as you already know, the lottery does not have very good odds. But it seems that you have luck on your side. Not that it really matters now. You're here now, watching this video. And if you have just a little time, patience, and common sense, you'll no longer need to have luck on your side to make money. You'll no longer need to take needless risks with your hard-earned cash. You'll no longer have to gamble with your financial future. The financial betting app will take care of everything, all done by utilizing an easy-to-use, completely automated system. So please sit back and humor me for a little while. I'm not going to bore you with my life story. In fact, if you're into gambling, you might even find this a little entertaining. I'm just going to give you the important details regarding how the financial betting app was created. It's all information that is relevant to your money-making efforts, especially if you want to know what's behind the system that you're about to receive. Alright, I've had enough of this introduction. Are you ready? As you already know, my name is Nathan Williams, and the story behind the financial betting app began about 10 years ago. It was then that I decided to go to college in Las Vegas, Nevada. I didn't know it back then, but that decision would drastically affect the direction that my life took. My experience going to school in Vegas shaped who I am today. At first glance, it may seem like going to school in Las Vegas isn't a great way to get a traditional education. And to be completely honest, I'm not sure that it is. I certainly wouldn't label any of my educational experiences as traditional. That being said, I wouldn't have it any other way. The first 2 or 3 years of my collegiate life began exactly like your typical American 18-year-old. I was meeting new people, making friends and enemies, chasing women, and just taking advantage of the freedom that comes with leaving your parents' home for the first time. You know, just having a good time and living life. All of that was great, but as you can imagine, life in Vegas drastically changes once you reach the age of 21. When it happened to me, it was like the floodgates suddenly opened, and I loved it. This is probably a bad personality trait that I possess, but I love to gamble. You might be the same way, or you might not, but I do know one thing. There's no better feeling to me than placing my money on that table and seeing it all flood back to me in waves. I just love to gamble, and I love to make money. It got me into some trouble at first. My friends and I started going out every night, spending way too much money. We'd start out with a few drinks, then head out to the casinos to gamble. And more often than not, we'd lose a bunch of money. It was more of a party atmosphere that we had, and it didn't take too long for me to realize that it wasn't going to turn out well. I had tons of fun, but I wasn't very productive. I knew that it would lead to no good, so I sat down with a few beers and had a chat with 4 of my closest friends. We all loved to gamble and have fun, but it was time to start doing it right. For us, you need to have some money to have some fun, and there's no better place than Vegas for reinforcing that attitude. After that night, our goal changed from having a good time to making a bunch of money. Now, a lot of things have been said about me and my friends, who are now my business partners. Some of them have been good things, and some of them have been bad. But if there's one thing about us that rings true, it's that we're smart. We had to be smart, because we're going to try and pull off something difficult and risky: counting cards. It took a few weeks of research, trial and error, and straight-up failure, but soon enough, we had a system that we thought would work. You may or may not believe it, but it doesn't actually take much effort to learn how to count cards. The hard part is not getting caught. And I know this from experience. You do not want to get caught. We had to follow a set of special rules that we came up with. none of us were allowed to count cards at the same casino more than once every 2 weeks. There were 5 of us, so we quickly developed a rotation that worked, each hitting a different casino each day of the week, one after the other. We never gambled on Friday or Saturday, but we always chose tables with at least a couple people at them. The biggest rule of them all, however, was to never work at a table with the same dealer twice. We thought this would protect us from being recognized. That's not how it works in Vegas, as we would later learn. Looking back, I can now see how young and naive we were. This was not a good idea, and it was kind of illegal. I touched on this before, but eventually we got noticed, or at least I got noticed. It was on a Thursday at the Luxor. Nothing unusual. We had always stuck to the system and thought we had nothing to fear. Just 5 minutes after I sat down, I felt a hand on my shoulder and a sinking feeling in my stomach. I turned to see an enormous security man in a black suit looking down at me and telling me that I had to go with him. Scared as hell, I got up and was led to a room where I learned, in no uncertain terms, that I would never be playing blackjack again. At least not in Vegas. As soon as one casino in Vegas knows that you're trying to cheat them, they all know. Luckily, it ended there. I got off easy. Crushed, I went back to the house to break the bad news. We all agreed that it was probably a bad idea for any of us to try that crap again. It was time to go back and hit the books. All that drama is out of the way now, thank God. Out of the 5 of us, we finished college with a business degree, 2 computer science degrees, and 2 degrees in finance. We had stumbled into the perfect foundation to begin our own business. We're a pretty tight-knit group, and we knew that we wanted to continue working together, so we got back to work almost immediately. The stock market seemed like the most logical way for us to continue making a lot of money, but we all still wanted to have the free time to enjoy our efforts. Again, the process of learning how to be successful took a lot of effort, but it was like learning how to count cards all over again, only more complex. Years of trial, effort, failure, and development are what it took. But we knew how to do it. As soon as we ironed out a system to make smart trades on the stock market that consistently generated us profits, we turned it over to our programmer guys. My 2 buddies are complete nerds, and I love them for it. They live, sleep, eat, and breathe code. It didn't take them long to develop an application that was completely automated, so we didn't waste time putting it to work. That was the alpha version of the financial betting app, and there have been many since then. Each version that we come up with makes more and more money for us, and this last version has been the most successful of them all. We've sat on this one for over a year, and we're now confident enough to put it on the market. Don't get me wrong, we would be just fine if we didn't release this software, as it's making us a lot of money. I mean, we barely even have to work anymore, as the process is so automated. We literally just point, click, and make money these days. That's why the financial betting app is available to you for just the small price you see below. You don't need much to get started with this software. You don't need any trading experience. You don't need to do a bunch of research. You don't have to be a computer expert. All you need is a computer with internet access, which I know you already have, and the desire to make money. That's it. We worked so hard on this program because we learned a very important lesson relatively early in life. Gambling does not pay the bills. There's just way too much risk involved, whether you're trying to beat the system or just play along with it. Don't make the same mistake that we did. Don't take that risk. Try the financial betting app out for 100% free. You will never be forced to recklessly gamble away your hard-earned money ever again. That's right, it's not going to cost you a penny. We've done the hard work, learned the hard lessons, and now we just want to hand it all over to you. Whether you're a betting man or not, we wish you the best of luck in the future. Thank you for downloading the financial betting app. We'll see you on the other side.